Hello, students, and welcome to this brief tutorial on Research Notebook 1. I am going to go over with you the Research Notebook 1 with you today and show you exactly what I'm looking for. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with you so that you can see what we're looking for. So let's go ahead and get started. I am here at the course homepage, obviously. So there's a few ways to navigate to this assignment. You can use the assignments tab, you can use the content tab, or you can do it a couple of other different ways. You can also look to the side here and it'll tell you where everything is due. But let's go ahead and go through the assignments content. So if you go to the Dropbox, let me view it as a student, but you will see under Dropbox, you've got Research Notebook 1. And so that's a way that you could get to it. But the best really way to get to it is to go to content. And we're going to have a look at the assignment. So we'll go to week 1 assignments, and we will go to the writing assignments here, Research Notebook 1. Research Notebook 1. Let's see here. I'm going to have to go in as a student so that I can actually see the content. So sorry. Still adjusting the Zoom thing. So content, and we'll go to Research Notebook 1, week 1 assignments. Writing assignment, Research Notebook 1, instructions for Research Notebook 1. So what we're doing here is you are going to get you thinking about not only relevant social issues, but to compare and contrast multiple points of view. One way to find out about social issues is to read articles and speech transcripts that appear in renowned and respected newspapers. So examples of such newspapers include the Boston Globe, the New York Times, the Washington Post, Miami Herald, Chicago Tribune, LA Times. Such newspapers publish research articles as well as editorials. Research articles are considered free from bias, while an editorial presents a person's unique point of view, which is subjective. So what you're going to be doing is you are actually going to be reading We Will Go Forward from This Moment by Leonard Pitts Jr. And that is an editorial published in the Miami Herald. And then you'll also be reading President Bush Addresses the Nation, which is a speech that he gave. And then you're going to write to compare or contrast the audience, the tone, the topic, and the point of view for each piece. So when you compare and contrast, you should use your own words, which is called paraphrasing. And your response should be about 250 words, which is the average grade. And that's the average word count for a C grade. If you go higher than that, if you have additional examples and elaboration and go higher than the word counts, that will help you earn a higher grade on the assignment. A very big warning here, do not copy and paste from the sources because this is considered plagiarism and will result in you receiving a 0 for this assignment. Second and subsequent instances of plagiarism in this class will result in you being withdrawn from the course. So you can download the directions and save them to either your flash drive or save them to your hard drive on your computer or desktop. You're going to be comparing and contrasting different things or looking at different points of view throughout this course. So it's really, really important that you begin to practice with these skills. So I provided you with the articles. They're listed under content. You can find them under content, under weekly assignments. And like I said, you're going to write a compare and contrast paragraph. So what we're going to do now is we're going to look at a student sample. And so we're going to go to Research Notebook Assignment. And I'm going to show you here, you have student samples for every single research notebook. So these are points of reference for you as you go through. So looking at Research Notebook 1 student sample, if my computer will ever wake up, notice that this is a sample compare and contrast. So it is an MLA formatting. Here you have the header, you have the student's name, you have the title of the course, you have the date, and then you have the title of the assignment. So it has 1-inch margins. It is double spaced all the way through. If you single space something, it does make things very, very difficult for me to read as well as to grade. Furthermore, one of the things, if you look, see, it has the tragic events of 9/11 had made a profound effect on the citizens of America. Okay. Had made, not quite perfect grammar, but that's something that can be fixed with careful revision. The emotional trauma and suffering associated with September 11th, 2001, so the date is wrong, would be forever ingrained in the minds of the Americans. Please keep in mind that these are student samples, so they are not going to be perfect by any means, but it does give you sort of an idea. But please make sure you get the details correct when you are looking at student samples. In response to the destruction of 9/11, President Bush delivered a speech, and a journalist named Leonard Pitts Jr. wrote an article. President Bush's speech and Pitts's article both have a comparable audience, tone, topic, and point of view. So that has a thesis statement. And again, the first paragraph here goes into audience. And again, you have audience, tone, topic, and point of view. One of the things that I want to point out is that there are parenthetical citations. So a parenthetical citation is extremely important when you are quoting. The majority of the assignment should be from your own words and your own vocabulary, but if you are quoting from the article in any way, shape, or form, you must have a parenthetical citation. Because I have provided the articles for you, the parenthetical citation, you can just use page 1. So here you have a quote. What lesson did you hope to teach us by your coward's attack on our World Trade Center? The ellipsis is here because most people call it the ... but it's actually called an ellipsis because that does not finish the quote. It's just a piece of the quote. So the quote does go on. And so the ellipsis is there to indicate that the quote continues. Then you have the end quotation marks. So you have open quotation mark, close quotation marks. You have the parenthetical citation with both an open parentheses and a closed parentheses right here. Notice the period is actually right here at the end of the parenthetical citation. That is very, very important. It has the, typically, it has the author's name and the page number. Now, because your student sample mentions the author as they're introducing the quote, it only has to have the page number. Again, like for example, in this one, it says there's some parts in Bush's speech that are specifically targeted. And then it begins in the middle of the quote. So it has the ellipsis, and then it has President Bush's name, the page number, and the period outside of it. Notice, like I said, the entire paper is double spaced. That this is much more than a paragraph, obviously. So it's outstanding work with just a few grammatical errors in here. And you have, of course, a link to help you with the MLA formatting under course resources as well. But please make sure you have the name on the left-hand side and all your margins are 1-inch and double space. Your course textbook is an excellent resource as well to help you with MLA formatting and double spaced and completed. Once you completed, then you can turn it into the Dropbox. And like I said at the beginning of this video, you can just go to assignments and you can go to Dropbox, and underneath the Dropbox, it will be right here. And you can just submit it there. And that's the easiest way to do it. So you have that. And then of course, I do want to show you something else as well, which I'll show you also in class, but just to make sure that you are aware, excuse me, with your Panther Central Access, you do have access to Microsoft 365. And so if you go to what I call the Rubik's Cube here on the left-hand side of the page, and you go to Microsoft Word, you have templates. And on your templates, you will see that there is an MLA formatted template that you can go ahead and utilize. However, there is some danger in that. So we're just gonna look for MLA templates. So let's see more templates. MLA paper. Okay. Well, for some reason, it's not showing me right now. Of course it would. If you do a search for MLA paper, you should be able to find one. So here I have a sample of an MLA paragraph, my name, the professor, the class, and the date. So first go to Panther Central and look for the Rubik's Cube, click on it, then open MS Word. From there, select the template for MLA format. It will create an MLA document for you. And from there, you'll need to delete the text and type in your own. Voila, you have your first MLA formatted paper. So basically, that's what you will do. It is a wonderful tool to utilize and certainly help you. I hope that this helps you in your journey to complete Research Notebook 1. Please keep in mind, if you are retaking this course, you may not submit work from previous courses, as that will be considered plagiarism, self-plagiarism, and not permitted. So if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. This concludes our lesson on the first Research Notebook assignments, and I look forward to seeing them and giving you feedback on them. Have a great week, students.